When I first ever shaved my head, I was going through a mental breakdown. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I know that every woman out there that has ever shaved their head, they're probably screaming, no, don't say that, because that's a stigma that the society has put on us to say that's the only reason women shave their head, because we're going through a mental breakdown, we're going through something. But I'm going to tell you my truth. The first time I ever shaved my head, I was spiraling. I was going through depression. I was sad. My life was going out of control. One of my family members was diagnosed with cancer, and I felt like I could do nothing, and to feel powerful, to feel connected, because I couldn't give them a cure, because I couldn't save them. I shaved my head for not only them, but every cancer patient out there fighting. And I remember when I shaved it all off, I looked myself in the mirror and I said, bitch, what the hell did you do? I'm like, it's goddamn winter time and you just shaved your head. I remember feeling the air conditioning hitting my scalp and thinking, wow, I didn't realize how much hair had a purpose. I remember looking at myself and thinking, okay, Miss Walnut, okay, Miss Charlie Brown, okay, Miss Milk Dud, you look good or whatever. And as I laughed and I looked at myself, I said, oh my God, now you have to tell that family member what you did. And I remember calling them, being so nervous, like on the edge of my seat. And they picked up and I said, you won't believe what the fuck I just did. And they said, what? And I sent them a picture. And hearing their voice get shaky, hearing them stop talking and taking that moment of what I did for them meant the world to me. That mental breakdown, that depression, those tears, it was like it went out the window. That split second of them realizing this girl shaved her head for me. She's gonna fight for me. Now, I remember being so insecure. I didn't want to leave the house. I felt ugly. I didn't have my secure blanket. I had hair all my life, and now I'm out here looking like Steve Harvey. And I remember that family member saying, you need to go out. You need to show the world your message. This isn't just for me, but so many women, so many people out there are going through cancer and are fighting for their lives every day. And you shaved your head for me. Go show the world what you did. And I went to the mall. Nowhere spectacular, but just to the mall. And I remember thinking, no one's staring. No one's looking. No one cares. It's all in my head. I remember my posture straightening up. My head was high. My shoulders were back. I had this confidence in me. I felt like the baddest bitch in the room. And when I say the baddest bitch, I don't mean the sexiest. But I felt like a bad bitch. And I remember walking down that mall, strutting, showing off my milk dud head, having this power, having this sense of confidence over me, having this feeling of freedom, of control over my life again. And thinking, this is above me. All those things society has ever said about a woman's hair, how they should not shave their head, or how they should not look a certain way, or dress a certain way, or present themselves a certain way. I said, this is above me. I will forever be a goddess, a beautiful queen with or without hair. But I am stronger when I'm using my body as a temple to send as a message. So I kept that style for a couple years. And then I let my hair grow back. And I went back to that 70s afro, the Black Panther afro, fist in the air type hair. I loved it. But then another family member got diagnosed with cancer. And this time, she wasn't able to survive the fight. And I shaved it again. But for this time, I shaved it to show her message, to show her journey on after she has passed on. I let my hair, my baldness, be her legacy, that little dash between the year she was born and the year she died. I let my hair be that dash. I let my body be her fight. And I kept that for years. That grief I kept inside of me, and I had that bald head as a symbol for her last moments of fighting. And then after I got over that grief and I got over the feeling of the need of letting her use me as a way for her spirit to guide, I let my hair grow back. And then I remember sitting down and thinking about doing it again. And I thought about how those 2 times I ever shaved my head, I did it for another person. I did it for a message. I did it for something above me, higher than me, a purpose. But I never shaved my head for myself. I never shaved my head and gave myself that freedom, that self-love, that happiness, those affirmations, because I was too busy of trying to say something with that hairstyle. I want to shave my head, and this time myself the chance to feel good within my body, not have the message be caused by pain or cancer or something else, but I want it to be caused about rebirth. I want to be able to walk outside and show the world, this is me, and you're going to love me for hair or without hair. And we all know in society, in some cultures, your hair is your crown, literally. There's some cultures, they don't shave their head at all. It's against it. There's this stigma, if you're shaving your head, you're going through a mental breakdown. And I purposely wanted to tell that story in the beginning, because even though I did go through a mental breakdown, even though I shaved my head because of that, I found myself within that, if that makes sense. So many people look at others, look at queens that do this act and think they're crazy. Something's wrong with them. They're going through something. And it's like, maybe it's a rebirth. Maybe it's them taking back control of their lives and saying, these follicles that lay upon my head aren't as important as you think they are. Aren't as important as you want them to be. Maybe showing the world my true self, my bare skin, and showing you that I can be beautiful with or without these follicles on top of my head is my true beauty, is my message, is my body. And I know so many people out there are afraid. And I understand why. Imagine you have something all your life. You probably cut it, you probably trim it, but you never fully shaved it off. You probably never seen your scalp, and that's completely fine. I know a lot of people are probably afraid. But I remember, even during that darkest of times, when that last piece of hair fell to the ground, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, you really did that. You look like this. And you're so fucking beautiful, and you're amazing. And I'm proud of you that you've done something that half of the world wouldn't even do. And you did it for a purpose. Now, you don't need to have a purpose to shave your head. You don't. Hell, I love it when people just pick up a razor or pick up some clips and just go at it. I love it. I think it's fucking awesome. But don't be afraid to be who you need to be. If this is something you've been wanting to do for years, or you've been thinking about do it, if you feel like you got a bad shaped head or people are gonna judge you, don't. Because at the end of the day, no one cares. And at the end of the day, you're gonna be beautiful with or without it. And I want you to stand tall, and I want you to show the world who the fuck you are and be proud of yourself. And I want you to feel great within your skin. And I want you to know you don't need hair, you don't need makeup, you don't need a wig, you don't need X, Y, and Z, bracelets, accessories, clothes to show the world who you are. Forget the stigma. Forget what people tell you. Forget that idea that we've been shoved into our minds for years and centuries and decades and generations. Hair doesn't define you. Your personality, your heart, your mind, your love, your spirit, your mentality defines who you are. Not some hair follicles, not some clothes, not scars, not anything. You define who you are. And as I see all these beautiful people shaving their head, coming into themselves, showing themselves off, I think about that first day. I think about that time where I let everything go. And I let myself free. And I think about that freedom all the time. That relief. That feeling of I don't give a fuck. I would never give a fuck. And who are you to tell me how I should look? So for anybody out there, you thinking about shaving your head, do it. Anybody out there that's insecure, that feels like they would be judged or can't, don't think about other people. Don't think about society. Think about yourself. Be the change you want to be. Be the person you want to be. Hair is just hair. Articles of clothing is just clothing. Accessories is just accessories. You make up you. I love you. Peace.